Okay, y'all.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Dancing Italian Urban Farm. He's got the giggles. Anyway, today we thought we'd talk about in today's video, I thought we'd talk about our plans,
Yes.
future
Yes.
for 2023 and even beyond
Yeah.
a little bit. I know you have some projects that you want to do,
I do.
and then I have some things that I want to do.
Right.
So I thought we'd just talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the biggest goals that we have for this year is to completely pay off consumer debt.
Yes.
And,
Right.
and
We
the
don't-
only thing we'll have left will be student loan and mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as like any sort of like car loans, credit cards, that kind of thing,
Right.
that will all be
all
paid
that
off
be wiped out. That won't
by the end of
will cease-
2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I'm working on trying to get that by at least half the year.
Mm-hmm.
Projection wise and how things are looking and what we're able to do and the hours that I put in where I work
Right.
besides here to manage getting that taken care of and getting some things off of our plates.
Right.
So once we get those things done, our projections number wise and what we're looking at and how we're getting things paid off leads us around to not quite the end of the year, but close to it. I would figure August, September,
Right.
October maybe,
At the
if you know,
latest,
if at the latest. I feel like we'll be able to start doing and planning for the things that we want to do here once
Right.
those things are done, because then I don't have to work as many hours.
Right.
And if I do decide to work hours, I don't have to work the constant amount of hours that I am right now to be able to start putting more into what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And once we're able to start doing that, I won't have to do so much there.
Right.
So that's our goal. We're
that's-
flip flopping our lives.
Right.
Basically.
That's like our big overarching
Yeah.
goal for 2023.
Yes, our life change year is this year.
Right. Yes. And then I know I have some smaller goals that I want to work on this year, and I know
Right.
you have a couple of things that you want to get done this year.
Yes.
So what are you looking at getting done this year? Besides getting all that stuff paid off. Like,
Okay. My first major goal is going to be getting the fence line done around our property.
Mm-hmm.
I want to enclose a large portion of our front yard off as a fenced area
Over on the side of the house.
on the side of the
Mhm.
house. That would be the west side of the house.
Yeah, west side of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, the west side.
West side of our house, and then
Where the potatoes are.
on the east side of the house,
Mhm.
I want to bring the fence line up to the edge of the house
Mm-hmm.
and enclose that, so that side we can let our dog out, and we're not having to keep putting him out in the front. But that means that I also need to repair the whole back side of the house
Right.
fence line.
Right. So the entire fence.
So
just
basically,
needs to be
it's going to be a big project to do the whole fence and add on the areas that needed to be added on. So that's one of the major goals that I want to get done. Another major goal is I have a tree down at the corner of the property that is going to be taken down.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I want to get 2 big live oaks that are out in the front yard that the power company keeps coming and taking off half of the tree
Right.
and leaving the other half. But that, in result, is leaning those trees towards our house.
Right.
So I want to
So,
have
yeah.
those taken down, because we do have hurricanes, we have high winds, and then we have a lot of rain. We have tons and tons and tons of rain.
Right.
The yazoo clay,
The
what they
Yazoo
call it,
clay, yeah.
is always shifting.
It's a problem, yeah.
It runs, it moves, it shifts, and there's so much water in it that you can't really grow anything in it.
Well, he's decided he needs to go out.
Yeah,
now.
he decides that he needs to go out this very moment.
Right.
So we're going to give a couple more minutes to see if he comes down. If not, then I'll take him out and I'll be back.
Right.
Shush.
But I think one thing people don't understand is that yes, hurricane season starts on officially starts on May 1st and ends on November 30th. But in reality, we can get hurricanes as early as January. And that's happened before. We've had hurricanes as early as January or February, and they can go into December. I mean, we've
So, I mean, and then on top of that,
and it seems to be getting worse.
yes, and then on top of that as well, we're not just subject to hurricanes, we're also subject to tornadoes because we're in the tornado belt, which is from Oklahoma
They
all the way
spawn
around
from
to,
the hurricanes a lot of times.
Yeah, they can spawn from hurricanes, but then we also get those supercells that come out of Oklahoma down through Texas, through Louisiana, and right through Mississippi, and on over into Alabama, and then up through Georgia.
Right.
It gets to where, you know, the trees are shaking and the lightning's going off everywhere, and that's the last thing I need to do is really have any lightning hit either one of those trees. Right. Because then that's over. They will fall on the house. I don't want that, so I'm going to get those trees cut down throughout the end of this year.
But it's not just that; it's also the ice storms that we can get in February, March, April.
Yeah. So I mean, we're decimated with weather, but at the same time, we also grow our own stuff. So you know, we plan for those kinds of things, you know, and whether we're always watching the forecasts, but I want to get those trees cut down. And then we're going to extend our front around the front of our house, is going to be a larger sidewalk so that we can grill and kind of maybe we have a little table out there, which is nice to sit at in the mornings, and when we take our dog out, he just kind of mulls around out through there, and we can just sit and watch our phones or have some quiet time and drink some coffee and do that kind of thing. But I kind of want to extend that out to where if we do have family functions or something like that, where we want the family to come over and we don't want to have to be so crowded inside the house, we can go out there and have a picnic table out there and grill and just kind of sit and talk and mosey and do whatever we want to do, and you know, not have to worry about it. I want to improve our garden area, especially since we will be taking down these two trees. I plan on doing the one right next to the house that is on the west side. It's not like right next to the house. I'd say it's about maybe 15, 20 feet. It's a big live, it's actually a Sherman oak. And I want to get that taken down so that when we move the fence line up, that kind of adds to the backyard so we have more grow area. That also will allow that tree to be gone so that we will actually get more sunlight in that area. Right. But at the same time, things that we have on that side, compost, all those kind of things that we have over there are kind of shaded. It does great. I'm going to tell you, it gets early morning sun all the way up to about 2-3 o'clock. So it gets baked from then till the tree, the sun hits that tree. No, sir. Till the sun hits that tree, and then once the sun hits that tree, we don't get that evening sun there, and most of the backyard has become shaded, other than where we have the plants. But with that tree being gone, we can get, you know, up to around 5 o'clock, I believe, maybe 4. It'll probably add about another hour or 2 of sunlight with that tree gone. So if we do that and get that tree gone, some other plans that we do have for the future, if we decide to go that way, we can. If not, then we don't have to. We can just do our fence line and not have to worry about, you know, the rest. We have garden area. We can move our compost over to that. You know, it just improves the area a lot more. We want to get more sunlight back there. we won't get as much leaf fall back there, which is right now is a big pain in the butt because I mean it's great because we can just move those trees right into the compost. We let that break down, all that. So there's some economic stuff, you know, ecological stuff. I said economic. Ecological stuff that we can do that helps us, you know, with our compost to where when it breaks down, it is just as black can be. I mean, it's like some of the best dirt. We did not do so great our first year of growth. We switched all the ground dirt and everything over to compost that we had done over what, 2 years? Yeah, we did 2 years of compost, and we're still doing compost. It's still out there. That we broke down over 2 years, leaves and grass clippings, and food that's biodegradable that breaks down, and
food scraps,
right,
scraps,
just and no meat or nothing like that. Just, you know, all our vegetable and biodegradables, banana peels, and just everything that could be broke down. We use that,
eggshells,
and vegetables and everything that, you know, just didn't maybe had a little bit of leftover of this or a part of that just, you know, got forgot about, or you know, we weren't able to use, and broke that down, got that out there, that our soil, we were able to get enough to where we switched our whole bed over to complete compost, and everything just started growing even crazier. So we were able to do that. And then we want to improve, I want to definitely improve that, and I can improve that if we can move that fence line out more. If I can get that fence line extended up to the side of the house, up towards the front of the edge of the house where it really should be, and then shift away from because where we have the compost right now is there is a big tree stump in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I till through there and turn over that compost and mix regular dirt in with it and this and that's there so that it becomes, you know, healthier. But at the same time, I can't do as much to it as I want, especially with the area that the fence sits adjacent to, or at an angle to that compost. I can't get to. So then I have to kind of like pull all that out and then get everything. But
it's a little awkward.
Yeah, it's an awkward space. It's great space because it just works great where it is. But at the same time, there are some elemental factors there that are causing me not to be able to do as good of a job as I want to. If I can get it moved a little bit more over than where it is, and that's pretty much for that. We do have a grapevine that's there that is not doing too great. I don't think. I think it could do better.
Yeah. Because
our muscadine on the other end, but at the same time, getting the tree that is there cut down, I think we'll actually get more sunlight on that grapevine to where it will actually start doing it. It's growing, but it's not
it's
too
slow.
bad. Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's not doing like the muscadine.
The muscadine has almost completely covered my whole vine.
It's doing really
trail.
well.
Yeah, it's just, it has gone nuts. The Concord not so much, but I think I can get that changed and intertwine those as they grow, because the Concord will go that way, and then I'll get my second runner for the Concord. I've already got a second runner for the muscadine. So both of those, I've got 2 leads for that, and I just need to trim it up, and I'll probably be trimming that this coming up next week on my days off, and then getting that taken care of. And then once we do that, we want to do a strawberry patch right underneath that, and I mean, just, you know, different things that we want to do. And I think we'll probably do videos on those kind of things once we start getting that stuff planned and that. But just getting, you know, I think our blackberries will start doing better too once we get that tree gone, fence line moved, because then we just kind of have we'll have a big area there where it can just patch and do whatever it wants to do. And then that'll get our compost away from it, and we're not having blackberries running through our compost. All that kind of thing. But I mean, just things that, we're trying to get done, and things that we're trying to plan for. And you okay?
Yeah, you just got me. It's fine.
A little rough.
Yeah, you didn't need to. It's fine.
But, just those kind of things that we're trying to aim for and trying to do and trying to, and then not all of it's going to get done this year. We're not trying to beat the bush on.
No.
Trying to expand the growing. We will have things we have planned to grow. And we'll have things that we will do videos for to show what we're growing and stuff like that. But at the same time, getting some of these other things done first to lead us into the things that we want to do are going to be our biggest goals right now. Just trying to get those planned out and discussed and worked on, and both of us right now are on the plate of, like I said, getting this consumer debt cleared. Yeah. And
so we can do these other projects.
Our availability will be more so within the future.
Right. Doing
this than wondering how, oh my God, what are we going to do for this? What are we going to do for that? And I think a lot of people have gotten into, I was actually listening to a commercial the other day, and I couldn't believe the commercial was talking to people, and I wish people would understand what debt is and how to use credit and all these kind of things, because but the commercial was talking about getting a loan to pay off your credit. And I don't see I look at it like this, and we finally started seeing a lot after we started budgeting and doing things for ourselves, and I'm not going to get into a big discussion about it. But the commercial said, get a loan from us to pay off your credit cards and your debt and this and this and that. And I'm thinking, how are you going to get a loan to pay off the things that you need to? I mean, I can understand you might be consolidating them to one loan.
Right.
But is that loan really helping you out?
Right.
So
I think it's an individual thing that people need to look at their individual finances to discover what works best for them. Well, one thing I'm excited about, the project I'm excited about that you're going to do is the greenhouse.
Yes. Oh, yes. That slip. I'm glad you brought that up. So I have two options, and my two options are: we already have a shed out there. The shed has a bunch of stuff in it that we're just going to go through. We're going to clean out. We're going to get rid of, and this kind of thing, and clean the slate with. Now, we could do one of two things for the end of the year. Being that once we get off our consumer debt paid off and our things taken care of, and everything is just kind of where we can start saving money and afford to start doing some of the stuff that we need to do. I want to either convert the shed that we have now. That means I'm going to take off all the sidewalling. I'm going to get some greenhouse plastic and greenhouse roofing and stuff like that, to where we can actually start a grow and seed house for us on our garden, so that during the winter, if there are some plants that we need to keep indoors and heated and stuff like that, there's already heat in there. It's already got plugs and everything's already in there.
Right.
So that, in all actuality, would allow us to start seeds a little earlier if we needed to, or during the time where it might be really bad and it's snowing and there's ice on the ground, but we need to get seeds started because we had a weird fluke snow ice storm
in the middle of
through,
February.
and
which happens. It's happened before.
We had one 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, those kind of things, we don't know when they're going to hit. Just all of a sudden, bam, here it is. And we're like, oh,
yeah, they're like, get ready, we're gonna have an ice storm, and
and then everything's shut down for 3 or 4 days or whatever because people don't know how to drive in it. And,
well, we live in Mississippi. We're not equipped to handle that kind of weather because it's not our normal weather.
Right.
And people, the entire state shuts down.
Yeah.
But having the greenhouse will allow us to start seeds and do some things. And we'll have more space than what we have now because we just have like that one little rack that y'all have seen before where, we start seeds or whatever. But converting the shed into a greenhouse, which we'll document that on video for y'all so y'all can see it. But yeah, it's going to allow us to do more than what we're doing presently. Right.
Or is it going to be, and I want to say this with the effect of, once you get out there, and I won't really know until I start tearing into this greenhouse switch over, as to how much actual damage is. Because we didn't buy this. No. It came with the house, and we don't know. I don't know the extent of the damage to it, or what things I might need to get repaired, what boards might be rotted out, what's what's salvageable, what's not, where I need to fix things. Is the floor going to be substantial enough? All these kind of things are going to weigh into how much do I need to put back into this thing, to remodel it, or is it going to just be something that we need to tear down and get rid of, so that we can just go ahead and get a greenhouse, and put where this building is. So that's our two options. I've got to weigh out: is it going to be just more cost efficient just to knock this thing down, go out and spend the money to get a greenhouse that is going to be something that she's going to like, something that she can actually function with and do and grow things, and where we can both get out there and get our hands dirty and get seeds started and all that kind of thing. 2, with that being said, that will also lead us into some things that we want to do with the garden itself. Which is, we're probably going to go away from the ground in-ground beds and go to tubs, which that will lead us to be able to start getting the things that we need to get, so that we can be more efficient here, and then we can start adding. If we go where I move that fence line up to the tree line, we can add more tubs over there and around through the backyard, what we would now consider part of the backyard, which is actually part of the backyard. They just didn't do it right because of the way the property line is set. That would allow us to put more tubs in and grow more stuff and be more efficient. And then that, hopefully, once we get all these things done, will lead us into other things that we both have planned, which I think she wants to discuss really a lot of. And
I'll discuss briefly because we're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I talked too much.
Yeah, you do.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah. Do you want to go start the grill?
Yeah, I'm going to go start the grill. I'm going to drink some more coffee. And I will see y'all in the future.
Just some things that I would like to do this year, and are going to be completely accomplishable within this year, this season. I want to can more meat, and get more meat on the shelves. I have really enjoyed having canned chicken, which is right here. on my shelf, but I would like to, you know, maybe do some beef or something, as well as having the chicken. I definitely want to plant more potatoes, black beans, tomatoes, watermelons, and green beans that we did last year. I'm going to give onions one more go, which I really need to get those seeds started soon. I need to reorganize the pantry. Let's see. I want to start my fall garden earlier than I did last year, so hopefully we'll be able to harvest before we get any like freak ice, frozen tundra weather like we did last year. I'm going to research chickens, because that is something that we have been talking about getting some chickens, and I want to do some more research on that. I do want to bake more sourdough. I want to make homemade granola more regularly. And then just some other more personal things. Like I want to focus on my personal health and well-being, especially now that I'm in grad school, and that is a lot. Working, running this channel, and being in grad school, as well as taking care of everything. It's a lot, and sometimes things slip through the cracks. So I need to really kind of focus on my own personal, physical, emotional, and mental health. But some other things that I want to do, I want to post more on TikTok. I want to post more shorts here on YouTube. And I really, really want to try to do weekly YouTube videos. That is just something that I would really like to accomplish this year, is to be more consistent on the weekly content here on this channel for all of you lovely people who watch our channel. So if you watch us regularly, I do so appreciate it. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do so. Like this video if you are in it for the long haul and are going to follow our journey through 2023. Leave any comments or questions you have for us in the comment section. We will try to get back to you as soon as we possibly can, and we will catch you in our next video. Bye, y'all. Welcome. Good grief, I can't take you anywhere. Goodness. Welcome back to... Stop laughing. I'm going to have to edit all of this out. You're making my job harder.
Okay.
Like I got all the time in the world.
Okay.
I have 3 papers I have to write this weekend. Oh my goodness gracious. Spotty, look at you, Daddy.
Giggles now.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, well, you just giggle over there, okay? I'm fixing to send you out of here.
I'm trying.
Why are you giggling so much?
No.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Today. My phone's gonna die before you stop giggling.
I know.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The hell?
Should have just done this by myself.